Hi there, I'm Kira. Welcome back to the channel and to this intermediate morning flow. Together we'll move through some energizing breath work, a long warm-up to wake up the body, and a flow to get you feeling strong and energized and ready to take on the rest of your day. All you'll need for today is your yoga mat. I always think a set of yoga blocks is very useful. And if you enjoy this class, please like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay on top of what's going on here. Thank you so much for being here. Let's begin in a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like in your body. If your hips are tight, you might want to sit up on a pillow or a yoga block. But bring your spine tall, and we're going to come into a breath work or pranayama practice called power breath. So you're going to bring your arms out to a V, curl your fingers around your thumbs, and puff up your chest. So power breath, we're going to take 3 sniffs of air in through the nose, and then 3 sniffs of air out through the nose. So I'll demonstrate it, and then you can join in when you're ready. So joining me in this when you're ready. Keep it going. We'll do this for about another minute. Really active breath, inviting fresh oxygen into the lungs. Keep it going, keep those arms up. Last one, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Hold your breath in, hold your arms up, hold the air for 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. Let the arms drop, hands to the knees. And just feel that tingle in the fingers as the blood rushes back to the hands. Just observing that pranayama buzz, any effects of that breathwork practice. And if your eyes are closed, you can open them, come back into your space. And bring your palms to prayer at your heart. From here, we're going to interlace the fingers all the way down to the webbing and then press the palms away from us. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. Lift the arms up overhead. Inhale. Sigh out through the mouth. Again, press the arms up. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Let the fingers drizzle back down to the mat. Side bend, reach up and over to the right. I'll mirror you. And keep your butt planted on the mat as you reach up and over and just relax your head and neck here. Take that stretch up and over to the other side. So first thing in the morning, we might be feeling a little bit tight. Things could be a little creaky. So just do your best, be gentle as we ease into this practice. Come back up, both arms up. Inhale. On the exhale, twist to your right. You can bring your left fingertips to your right knee. Place the other hand like a kickstand as you gently twist. Unwind, both arms up. Inhale. Exhale, twist to your left. Nice and easy, just letting the twist you, no muscling or forcing into shapes. Unwind back to center. Okay, from here, we'll come into reverse tabletop. I'm just going to turn to this side so you can see me in profile. So you're going to bend your knees and bring your feet flat to your mat. Plant your hands behind you. Fingers spilling off the mat on either side. And you'll just lift your hips up as high as they want to go and shift forward and back. Pressing hips and chest up. And then lower your seat Boat Pose, Navasana. So keep the arms behind you for this first go around. Now pull your chest to your thighs, zipping up your core, and then see if it's possible to lift your feet and keep the spine straight and core zipped up. If that's feeling good, maybe you free the arms and reach for the feet. Breathe. Legs can be together or apart. Breathe for 3, for 2, and 1. Feet down, reverse tabletop once again. Plant the hands, lift hips and chest. Breathing deeply in every shape we're in. And then back to Boat Pose, Navasana. Lower your seat. Lift your feet. Zip up the core. Reach the hands forward. We're going to add on to this a little bit. Boat to half boat, Navasana to Ardha Navasana. So inhale, pull chest to thighs. Exhale, shoot the legs forward. Tip back to a hollow belly. Inhale, back to Navasana. Exhale, Ardha Navasana. We'll go for 10. And in core work, I like to exhale through my mouth, using my active breath to power me through this effort. Last 3, 2, and 1. Pull yourself up, cross your ankles, plant your hands, and find your way on to hands and knees. Tabletop position. So spread your fingers, build your nice sturdy table. We'll come into cat and cow. As you inhale, sink your belly down, gaze up for cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Keep this going on your own, moving between these two shapes, and let it be a meditative practice. 1 breath per movement, bringing your focus into your body, onto your breath. And then let go of your cats and cows. Just begin to take some circles with your hips. Ooh, that was a loud hip crack. And you can let your head and your neck just kind of move organically with the rest of your body. Go in the other direction. Just let this kind of work out the kinks from your night's sleep, or maybe your whole week, wherever you are. Working out the kinks. And then we'll meet in Child's Pose, Balasana. Bring your big toes together, send your hips back to your heels, forehead down. And feel your tailbone reaching back, fingers reaching forward, lengthening your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Next breath in, shift your weight forward. We're going to come into like a lazy upward facing dog. So you'll pull your chest and your heart forward. Big inhale. Exhale, press back to Child's Pose. Back and forth between these two shapes. Inhale, pull forward, lazy up dog. Exhale, back to Child's Pose. A few more times, and you don't even have to come fully into the expression of the shape. You're just moving between two shapes to wake up your spine and stretch your core after that ab circuit with the boat pose that we did. And then eventually make your way back to your first downward facing dog, tucking your toes, lifting your hips high, and just exploring, pedaling through your legs, assessing how this shape is feeling in your body today. And then we're going to take this dog for a walk, walking the feet to the hands. And find a ragdoll pose at the top of your mat. So bend your knees a lot, interlace your elbows. Head hangs heavy, maybe a bit of a sway side to side. And just give in to gravity here. Let the weight of your skull lengthen your spine, lengthen the back of the legs. Release the hands and slowly, like you're building your own spine, stack the bones as you roll up to stand. Tadasana, mountain pose. Good. From here, You'll sweep the arms up overhead. I'm going to turn to face you just so you can see what I'm doing. Right hand will grab your left wrist. Lengthen up, inhale. Exhale, crescent side bend over to the right. You're pressing your hips to the left. Come back up, switch the grip of the wrists. Inhale. Exhale, bend to the left. Come back up, switch the grip of the wrists. One more time each side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend to the right. Keep this truly a side bend, not leaning forward or back. Come back up, switch the grip. Inhale. Exhale, side bend left. Come back up. Release the arms by your sides. All right. Come to stand at the top of your mat. If you're not already, we'll move through our sun salutations, Surya Namaskar A. And if you're a little bit unclear on sun salutations, you could check out my other video on the channel, the tutorial for sun salutations. But otherwise, we will dive right in. Sweep the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Fold over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to plank and take your vinyasa flow your way. Maybe a knees, chest, chin to start, pulling through cobra or upward facing dog, and we'll meet in down dog. 5 breaths here. Spread your fingers, root down through your index finger knuckle. Press the ground away. Think of ripping the mat apart with your hands, shoulder blades widening. From here, let's just walk the feet towards the hands, easing in. Once you get to the top of your mat, inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute, palms to prayer. Mountain pose, arms by your side. Flowing again. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Vinyasa flow your way. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing, back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Come high on your toes. Bend your knees. Look forward. On your inhale, you'll walk, step, or hop. Halfway lift, top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale the arms up. Palms to prayer. Mountain pose. Last time. Notice that heat building as you flow through this sequence. Inhaling, halfway lift. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step to plank or hop to chaturanga with elbows bent. Move through your vinyasa. Downward facing dog is where we meet. 5 breaths here. And let this holding of the down dog also be a moving meditation, right? A chance to just notice how you're showing up, any reflexive thoughts in your mind, any resistance in the body. Just notice your approach, how you're moving, how you're showing up on your mat. Next breath in, come high on your toes. Bend your knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop, halfway lift. And fold, inhale the arms up, palms to prayer, mountain pose. Tadasana. Close your eyes or just soft gaze ahead. Just observe any effects of that asana, that physical practice on your body. Let's step the feet hips width distance. We'll move into a short flow. We're going to start with a wide chair pose, Utkatasana. So on your inhale, send your hips back, reach your fingers forward, hinge forward at your hips. So feel that all your weight is in your heels. Your toes might even lift off, and there's a strong hinge in your hips. Whew, hello legs. Okay, from here, we're gonna slide the left foot back. Keep the upper body the same. So we're gonna be in a wide, high lunge position. Whew, so ground the ball of that back foot down, reach forward, feel your strong legs wake up. And then this will become a runner's twist. So your left hand will come down to the mat or maybe to a block as the right arm reaches up. Runner's twist. Yeah, and if your left hand isn't flat on the mat, use a block. Lower your back knee down and reach your free arm back. Take a big breath in there. On the breath out, lift the knee back to runner's twist. Let's flow that. Inhale, lower the knee, reach back. Exhale, lift, runner's twist. Inhale, lower the knee. Exhale, lift. Last one, lower and lift. Bring your right hand down to the mat. And then we're gonna crawl the hands to the left, wide-legged forward fold as we parallel the feet. And then just shift side to side, bend one knee and then the other. And if your legs are tight, you could support your hands with a block as well. Lift the ground to meet you. And then come back to the center. Bring your hands to your hips. Ground the outer edges of your feet and rise up to stand. Star pose. You're gonna turn your toes out. Reach the arms out like a human star. So take a huge breath into your belly here. Big sigh out through your mouth. A big breath into your rib cage. Big breath out. Big breath into chest. Sigh it out. Good. Goddess squats. So big breath here in your star pose. On the breath out, squat and cactus your arms. 3 more. Star pose, inhale. Exhale, squat, pull the energy in. And I don't really mind how much you're squatting, as long as you really feel that you're taking up space in that star pose, expanding into your day. Good. From star, pause. We're gonna parallel the feet. We're gonna fold over our legs again, Prasarita Padottanasana. And just take about 5 breaths here in stillness. And just decide what you wanna do here. Maybe you're just hanging over your legs. Maybe you're reaching for your ankles. Perhaps you're reaching the hands forward like a wide down dog to get a bit of space and stretch through the lats, the side body. One more breath. And then we're gonna walk our hands to the back of the mat. So we're gonna find a plank facing the back of our mat. What? You've been in a plank before. We're just facing a different direction. And then we're gonna take a vinyasa flow, which means you travel back to down dog your way. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Pulling through a cobra or an upward facing dog. We meet in down dog. From here, come high on the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop. Halfway lift, top of the mat. Forward fold, sweep the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Palms to prayer. Okay, so we're gonna repeat that on the other side. Now we're facing a different direction, but we know the steps, and I'm gonna do them with you, so don't worry. Bring your feet hips width distance apart. Our first move in this sequence is a wide chair pose. So on your inhale, chair pose. Hips reach back, we're hinging forward. We're feeling our legs wake up. Ground your heels and the outer edges of your feet. Now keep the upper body the same. Keep that hip hinge as you step your right foot back in space. Wide, high lunge. Find your breath, ground your feet. Feel that left outer hip working. Holy moly. Runner's twist. Right hand to the mat, left arm reaches up. Now again, if you wanted to use your block, you just snatch it and come back in. Let's add a flow. So drop your back knee down, reach the free arm back, inhale. Exhale, lift the knee, reach up. Inhale, lower the knee. Exhale, lift, back to your twist. Lower and lift. Last time, lower and lift. Bring your left hand down to the mat. Wide-legged forward fold is where we're headed. Crawl the hands to the right and parallel your feet. And then do that little shift side to side. This is such a great way to wake up the inner thighs, stretch the legs. And then we'll meet in the center, hands to hips. Rise up strong to stand, star pose. So turn your heels in and your toes out and reach the arms wide. Let's get some breath flowing in the back body now. So take a deep breath into your low back. Sigh it out the mouth. Big breath into back ribs. Sigh it out the mouth. Big breath into upper back. Sigh it out. Very nice. Let's bring it home with some goddess squats here. So big breath in your star. Breath out, squat and cactus the arms. 3 more. Inhale, expand outward. Exhale, pull that energy in. 2 more. Star pose, expand. Then parallel your feet. Fold over your legs, Prasarita Padottanasana. About 5 breaths here, just exploring whatever feels good in this forward fold. Forward folds are such a great way to not just work on our flexibility, but I always think of this as sort of dumping any unnecessary thoughts out of my brain. It's a good clearing action for letting go. And we'll start to walk the hands back to the front of the mat and take our last vinyasa flow. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And let's come into a pigeon pose from here. So you'll lift your right leg high. You'll bring your right knee behind your right wrist and square off your hips. And just peek over your left shoulder. Make sure that your back leg is right behind your hip. And then you'll start to lower down onto your forearms or maybe all the way down. Could feel nice to support your forehead with a block. We'll be in this pigeon for about 8 breaths total. And as you spend time here, it's very useful to keep scanning your body from head to toe, just tracking anywhere that you're gripping or holding, and just softening the jaw, the muscles of the face, softening shoulders, releasing in right hip, relaxing your back thigh and foot. And then we'll make our way into the other side. So come onto your hands and just slide your right foot back to down dog. And once you're there, just pedal through your legs. Just get the blood flowing through the joints again. And we'll switch half pigeon Kapotasana on the left. So left leg lifts. Left knee behind left wrist, squaring off your hips. Just do that little peek over right shoulder. Is my leg where I think it is? Cool. And then you come down into the pose. And then we begin that process again, that body scan. Especially with large joint structures like the hips. One side is always going to be probably a little different. So just noticing what the story is on this side without judgment. And again, beginning that process of softening, releasing into the pigeon. let's make our way back to downward facing dog. Once you're there, take some petals through your legs. Feel the energy or the prana, the life force, the yogis call it, just flowing down the legs. Releasing blocks with these poses. On your next breath in, shift forward to a plank pose and lower all the way down to your belly slowly as you can. And we're going to come into some back bends, rolling cobras. So you'll tense your fingers wide on either side of the mat. Hands off the mat to give yourself room. You'll ground your toenails down. Press the finger pads down. Now inhale, pull your chest forward and up. Exhale, lower down. A few more. Pulling the chest forward and up. Lower down. And only come up as high as feels good in your spine. Still pretty early, probably, if you press play on this. So no need to go super deep to get a benefit. The next time you come down, bring your hands by your ribs and press yourself back to stand on your knees. We'll take 2 rounds of Camel Pose, Ustrasana. One of my favorite back bends. This is like a morning espresso yoga pose. So standing on your knees, bring your hands to your low back. We'll do this twice. So I'm going to do baby camel first. Start to pull the elbows together. You're going to drop your tailbone, lengthen your spine up. Inhale. Exhale, start to lean back. And think of it like doing the limbo. Yeah? So that action of lifting up to arc the spine back. Breathe here. And then slowly come up. Just take a moment, let that settle. So we'll do one more camel. This will be our last pose before we wind down. If you like to practice full camel, you can definitely go back all the way if that's in your practice. Otherwise, you repeat baby camel. Any issues with the neck, I recommend staying with baby camel. All right, so for full camel, I like to tuck my toes so my heels are closer to me. We'll all start by pulling the elbows together, puffing up the chest, dropping tailbone, lift up to arc back. Maybe your head and your neck drop back if that feels comfortable. And keep breathing. Breathe into your rib cage, into your sternum as you release back. Whenever you need to come out, you can. But sometimes it's good to just let this marinate. Breathe in a tight situation. If you're ready to come up, just rewind. And then sit your hips back to your heels. Observing any effects of that energizing pose. And we'll end our practice today in child's pose, balasana. So you can just fold right over your bent knees. If you want more hip stretch, bring the knees as wide as the mat. And lower your forehead down towards the earth. Balasana is such a humble posture. It always reminds me of surrendering to my practice. And for the context of our class today, you could think of it as surrendering to the day, just being open to new connections, new opportunities, stepping into this day before you with a spirit of openness, of curiosity. Slowly make your way to seated. If you have the extra time and you want to take a shavasana, I always recommend that. Otherwise, you'll just find your way to seated and take a moment to check in with yourself. And bring your palms to prayer. And bow your chin to your chest. And gratitude to this ancient practice and to yourself for waking up, showing up on your mat. Thank you so much for joining me in class today. I hope to see you on the mat again soon. Namaste.